Hello everybody and welcome to my Ascension Messages. My name is Bobby Richardson and I will be your guide for today. So today we're going to do something a little different. I decided I'm going to bring in the tarots again. And I wanted to really focus in on three different realities or vibrations that are going on in this world at the moment. And one of those would be the controllers. And the other would be the people, the mainstream people just trying to figure life out. And then the other one is the enlightened ones. And I thought I'm just going to go straight into the tarot with it. So I've got these questions that I'm going to ask. One of them is, what is the vibration that they're in right now? And then where are they going? And then what is their end result? So I'm going to do that for each one of them. And I will show you the results. So we're starting off with the Osho deck at the moment. I love this deck. This deck saved me. It's the only deck I had for many years and it saved me. So I'm going to get into the vibration or the feel of the controllers, which might not feel as comfortable as the others. But that's what I have to do to be able to get a really genuine reading from them. And just to let you know though, how I do it is that I remember that I am source energy. I am the observer of it, and that we are all source energy, even those that are controlling. You can use this too for the fact that you might have somebody in your life that's controlling or something like that as well. But let's just see where their energy is at the moment. Those that are trying to control others. And you know, you can take this as a worldwide event kind of thing, or a family event, or whatever. Anything. And also to remember that even though there are those that are very stuck in the controlling sector, sometimes we flicker in and out. Everybody flickers in and out. Sometimes we're controlling, sometimes we're just the ordinary people just trying to survive, and then sometimes we're the enlightened ones, right? There are moments where we actually flip back and forth. But I'm just taking it as the whole kind of energy field of humanity's consciousness, and then tapping into that, those that are the more dominating at the moment. Hey Black Diamond, good to see you. So let's feel into that, and then we'll see what comes out with this. Sorry, this is going to be really interesting. This reading is going to be really interesting. Okay, the controllers. Where are they at now? What's their general feel now? Overall feel, humanity's consciousness, the controllers, their energy. Where are they at right now? In the whole scheme of everything. Okay, well, that's interesting. Where are they at right now? Controllers. I just want to get 3 cards from this deck. Controllers. Sorry, I'll show you in a sec. They're not wanting. It's not wanting to come out. Okay, interesting. What I just received then. I'll let you know in a sec. Controllers. Just focusing. Controllers. Where are they at now? Where are they at now? Just 1 card. Thank you. Thank you. That one just flew out. So that's fantastic. Okay. Just felt like splitting the deck. Controllers, and at the bottom. Okay, so we have the first card that came out was the guilt card, but it was in reverse. And this pack I don't usually read in reverse, but I did put it down in reverse. And I feel it's because there is a surmountable amount of guilt that they are holding within them, but it's in reverse, so they don't want to know about that. No, that's not how we play this game. And then the next card that came up, no, we're the mature ones. And what happened was the next card that came out after that is I was finding it really, really hard to, get a card coming out. And then the card of the politician card went in my mind, but it didn't fall out. And that is of masking oneself. So it was interesting that it's almost like they had to put that in my head before the next card came out, which covers over the maturity. Like there is a feeling of maturity with them, where they've come to their final point of reference with grasping everything outside themselves and controlling all of that's outside of themselves to make themselves feel good about who they are. But when that matures, right, and the fruit falls from that, then they have to then go into the next possibility of, the next reality, that the new beginning that they are going to have to face. And when they've come out of something that's held so much guilt that they are not wanting to see, along with maturity of maturing to the end, coming to the end of that, then what's next? What's next? Possibilities is the card that fell out after that, but it took a while. And I really feel in between there was this mask, but that didn't fall out, so fair enough. But on the back of the pack was fighting. Oh my God, you are gotta be kidding me. The actual, like when I went, the back of the pack is fighting. The card that I looked down on, that was, because I kind of half the deck, was the card that was in my head. Oh my God. So this is the card that was thrown in my head. See how clever they are. Oh, that is so clever. Like, no. It's literally, no. We're mature. We know what we're doing. We've got many possibilities coming our way. And I'm like, there's a feeling here that I'm getting, right? And it was so interesting. Like they're still fighting, and they're fighting amongst themselves. There's a lot of fights going on within this. What happens when you fight amongst yourself, or within yourself and with others that are supposed to be on your team, is you end up annihilating your outside world. You end up destroying everything in your outside world. Look, the Thunder card, the Tower card straight after that. So cool though, that card, when I split the deck of the fighting, come up with the actual politics card that I had in my head when no cards would come out, when I was looking at the maturity card and the guilt card. And here it is. We have a mask over it. Now, to really mature up, we have to face the masks that we've been pulling over our eyes. We have to face the deception that we've been telling ourselves. To really, yes, you're still going to mature up, and you're still going to go into the next thing, the next phase, because the next phase is coming whether you like it or not. This whole game that's happening at the moment, if I see it in my head, it's like a snake that's eating its tail, and there's like a new beginning. It has to start all over again. It's like the world card, and we have to come right to the very point of releasing everything. And they don't know what they're going into, because they are still trying to pretend like this card didn't shuffle out, and I felt it was in my head. It was like my guides were putting it in my head, because they weren't allowing it, as I was tapping in, to come out. No, we're not that. That's how much they have been trying to control themselves. And isn't it, you know, that just in that statement, they're trying to control themselves, right? Well, what happens when they're trying to control themselves? They're consciously trying to control others. So the only way that they feel good, because they can't control themselves and they can't look inwards and they can't look at the masks that are on their face and that they're pretending to be one thing and then the other. No, they're pretending to be the mature people. They're pretending to be, we don't have a mask on our face. Look, we're serene. We're mature. We know what we're doing. We know where we're leading people. We know, they literally feel like they have, it's not even like it's an upper hand feeling, but it's also a feeling of we have to be in this position because humanity needs this. The people that are under me need this. The families need this. Whatever it is, whoever it is that I'm tapping into here, they generally feel if they don't control somebody else, then that person's just going to, you know, end up in the gutter somewhere and have nothing and feel and be useless. And so they have self-talked themselves with this mask. They self-talk themselves into believing that they're in the right position and that they're doing for the benefit of everyone. And yet they haven't even turned in and faced their own maturity. They haven't even figured out what this is really about. And this is really about taking not only that mask off, but looking at oneself and how one's feeling. Look at, and the guilt even the guilt can't come up upside down. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at what I've become, who I've turned into. I don't want to look at the mess that I've created out there. I don't want to look at the fact that there's homeless people and people that are really striving out there. I don't want to look at that. That's not something I want to look at. So they're still in denial. There's a lot of denial here. And there's a lot of fighting within oneself. But there is possibilities. If I'm going to switch this up, right? Oh, I just realized something. The snake eating its tail is literally in this maturity card. I didn't even notice that in this card ever. This is the first time I've ever seen this, and I've had these cards for many years, and I've never noticed that is actually ringed by a snake eating its tail. So they definitely are going to have to shift. They're definitely going to have to find the fact that they aren't who they thought they were, that they are got some things within them that is fighting within themselves. And that in itself, my guides are telling me there still are possibilities for them. But they're going to have to do a lot of shadow work within themselves to be able to reach this possibility. There's definitely, it's never going to go away that there's possibilities for people to mature up, really face who they are, and make it that they can see as the observer of their own self. Okay, now I'm not trying to control everyone else outside of myself. I have to control who I am within myself first, and then you don't feel the need to control anybody else outside yourself. So they're also, with the fighting card being on the bottom of the deck, there could be things in their reality that are going to press their buttons, truths coming out. This fighter has a lot of buttons on him, and if someone points that button out, a lot of truths coming out. So they're feeling threatened by this, but they still are in denial and not wanting to look at themselves. They don't want to look at themselves. They're in denial of the guilt. That's so interesting. So that's their vibe for right now. I'm just going to flip this up. Where are they going? Well, we did have the possibilities card, but I'm going to reshuffle and see where they're going. I think I'll just stick to these cards. These cards are really good, and I know them really well. I love that. Murmur, isn't it? Malay. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. It's pretty cool. The masks will fall away. Absolutely, the masks will have to fall away, because that new beginning with the snake eating its tail, it's going to happen to everybody. It's not just the people or the, it's everyone, because this is a divine shift from source energy itself. And this is why the new energies are coming our way. It's affecting everyone. So if I tap into, I'm just thinking, do I tap into the controllers? Yes, I do. Okay. Now we'll just do the whole lot for the controllers, and then we'll go into the people, and then we'll go into the enlightened ones. So where are they going? 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 Like, I'm just taking those that are hiding from themselves and controlling others. Where are they going? Just want 3 cards, please. Where are they going? Don't know whether to take that one. I'll put it over there. Everything's face down, so I can't see anything yet. Where are they going? Where are they going? Where are they going? Where are they going? Okay, that one really flew out. Okay, so we've done that one next. No way. Okay, maturity card came out again. This is the end of their time, and they know it. And they don't know where they're going to go next. When something matures, they're showing me a fruit, and it's mature and it's right for picking. But they're showing me that they're not picking it. So it starts to rot on the actual branch, and then it falls, and then it becomes something else. So everything shifts, everything changes, and they will become something else, but they're not facing themselves. The next card that came out was playfulness, but it was in reverse. You know what? I'm seeing these games that they've been playing. I'm seeing these games that they've been playing, and they think it's given them the feelings that they require to make themselves feel really good. And they've probably been delving into some pretty nasty stuff with that playfulness, because it's in reverse. They're not, they think that it's only fleeting. They're showing me fleeting things, not really the truth of what real playfulness from the love of oneself is. They're playing with rather than playing in love, in self. They're playing with people, with things. That's why it came out in reverse. So interesting that maturity card has come out again, full circle. They are at the end of something. We all are, but they're really magnifying it out for me at the moment. They are at the end. They're at the end. And if they're at the end, where does that go, right? Where are they going? They're eating their own, they're consuming. There's a consuming. That's why they keep on telling me about, showing me the tail being eaten by the snake, consuming oneself so that they can be reintegrated. And then I've got intensity, but it was in reverse. So intensity card means that you know where you're going, you're really, and that's it. But with their intensity of feeling like, if I had the other cards, I feel like they know where they're going. They feel like they know where they're going. But what happens when you really, say for instance, you're saying to yourself, I know exactly where I'm going, I know exactly what I'm doing. And you like fire ahead with that rocket straight towards, but you actually have no idea. And you're really deep down inside, there's a fear and there's a not wanting to look at oneself. And so that intensity card will create the inward ripples needed for them to look at themselves. Interesting. Never read that card that way. The inward ripples to look at themselves. So So they're no longer playing with other people's realities anymore. That intensity that they're like, I know where I'm going, is actually going to invert in on themselves. And then they're going to have to face a lot. This is the card that flew out. And no, it didn't fly out. It was just held in the pack. And I thought, oh, do I take it? Do I not? The outsider. Oh my God. So many of us, as in the people and humanity's consciousness and everything, has felt like we're being the outsider, that we are the ones that are the outsider. They are going to have to take a good hard look at themselves and see the fact that they're the actual outsiders now. And they're going to be looking in on people that are like enlightened, the rainbow colors that are coming through. It slid out on its side when I put it on the table. So they're looking at something that's, they're not quite realizing that they can join the rest of us. They don't know that they can. So things are going to fall majorly where they, because of their intensity and their power behind them, is actually going to squeeze, awaken others, and they are going to end up finding themselves going inwards, because source energy and all its divineness and how it creates love outside and ripples out love to, it starts to split itself into many fractions of different things. When it's in balance, it's in love of itself. And when it's not in love of itself, it will consume itself again to figure it out. So there's something going on there. So where are they actually going? They're going inwards. It has to end up, no matter how much they push, and they'll fire cannons, they'll fire intensity to that person, to that group, to that. I don't know where I'm going now, because I'm just going to keep on flicking out everything. And that's going to bring them inwards in the end, because they're going to find, oh my God, that didn't work now. That did in the past, but it doesn't now. That did now. That's not working now either. Oh my God, the truth's coming out over there. Hang on a sec. I thought I had this. I thought I had this. But you don't. They don't. So that's, and where are they? And the next one is, what's their end result? What's their end result? What's their end result? What's their end result? Oh my God, I love it, actually. I don't know if everyone's going to love this card, but I do. Because I know that no matter how bad people are, no matter how far they've lost themselves, they are still source energy going on a journey, and it has to be returned to that source. Anyways, see what else comes up. Oh, we got two that's coming up. Okay. So where are they going? There's an awareness. They have to pull back the veil of their own delusions. See the person in the background's like a shadow. They have to face their shadow self. And then that will start to tear up a hole within them to shine on the fact that they were actually playing a game within themselves. And then they are actually source energy as well. When you get to that point, you join the collective of those that understand that as well. You're no longer the controller. Celebrations came out, but it came out in reverse. So it's going to be a sweet and bitter kind of okay, I get that I'm this, and I've released my guilt, and I'm now starting to see myself as a divine goddess, God of who I am. But the celebrations that have been played out, am I invited? I'm getting that alone card again, that outsiders card, and then adventures. See, they're going out on their own adventure alone. They're probably going to have to go back into, even though this is an adventure card, I'm getting very hermity feeling about it, an inward adventure. Going back to right to the beginning of themselves, becoming the vulnerable child, becoming vulnerable, becoming innocent. They have to get to that stage because in the end, we all return back. We cycle back into oneness. So I actually am really happy to see this awareness card coming out for them. They're going to have to face their own things. Yeah. So it's interesting. You would think that punishment's going to come up for them. It's going to be really cruel. But it's not like that. When we come into these stories of living in this body and this avatar and humanity's consciousness, if one person is a victim, the other person is the perpetrator. You can't have one without the other. So a victim will always will into its reality a perpetrator. Perpetrator always will into its reality a victim. And so the two start doing this dance of mirroring each other. And it's when one stands up, say the victim, I'm going to empower myself now. I'm not going to do this story anymore. I don't need your mirror anymore. My mirror is a reflection of my empowerment. Then the perpetrator has to look inwards. They have to look at themselves. And now that the truth is coming out, it's coming out more and more and more. These people that have been in the story of I'm going to be the controller one to wake up the victims are now having to go back and wake up themselves. So just as the victims had to do the shadow work to wake themselves up, so too will the controllers in the end. Because all is divine love going on a journey of exploration. And that's what Source Energy Prime Creator is all about. It's not about punishment or anything like that. That is a mind game that humans pull over themselves so that they can control another. I have to punish you because I can't understand you. From Source Energy's point of view, and when I'm tapping into Source Energy now, this is more to do with returning back to oneness, and all of the children are all of the experiences, all of the adventures, all the people, all the avatars, all the bodies, all the souls are all going to end up returning back to the love of oneself. And that means forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. But there's a lot of shadow work, a lot of forgiveness to be done. And if you can see from your own point of view of how much shadow work you've done, can you imagine how much they have to do? So there you go. Okay, so now let's get into, I want to get into the people, because there's there's just this mainstream, when I tap into humanity's consciousness, this mainstream body of people, and they keep on showing me this kind of it's like a dark mass, but it was like the people. And then they were showing me over there, look over there, look over here, look over there. And they were just kind of going in a big group over there. Oh, look at all that. Those pretty colors over there. Oh, look at all that. And as they smashed against it, it's like sparks of golden light flew out. And the sparks of golden light ended up floating up like ambers, like sparks. You know how a spark will fly off and then it becomes like an ember, sorry. And then it can be floating above the mass that's still of body that's still doing, look at that, look at that, look at that. Oh my God, I'm afraid of that. Oh my God, look at that. That's so pretty, but I don't feel comfortable. And it's just kind of going back and forth, and like all these, they kept showing me like things that were just, what is that called, that word? I hate it when I can't remember a word. But I can feel the feeling, like something luring them over here, tantalizing, that sort of thing. And then the body, this body would go over there, and then when it smashes across there, it didn't matter if it was like, look at all this bling, 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 we should buy this, we should do this new gadgety thing over here, or whether it was, oh my God, the prices are really low. Oh my God, we're getting, destroyed. Someone's trying to take us under and all that. But this big body was moving like that. And then as it smacked into it, people were waking up and becoming this observer of it and realizing, oh my God, I don't have to play that game anymore. So that's what I got in a channeled message. from them. I didn't want to say what I got in a channel message for the controllers because I wanted the cards they told me, let the cards talk, because sometimes we do get our own like thoughts, you know, especially when you've got so much energy going into that of my past and my life and all that. And I didn't want that to be part of, I wanted it to be the real truth. So they said, let the cards speak for the controllers. And then they said, bring this up for the people. So, oh, you are kidding me, right? You saw me shuffle, guys. So the people, we have the maturity card again. So you can see the maturity card in reverse again. We're not wanting to look at ourselves. We're the victim of maturing. But see, this card keeps coming out because this is the overall. It doesn't matter if you're the controller, the people, the enlightened ones. It's maturing. We're maturing up. We're moving into a different polarity. We're moving into a different reality. We're learning something about ourselves. We're figuring out more of who we are, that sort of thing. And it literally jumped out with the fighting. So the people might want to fight what's going to come next as well, they're telling me, because this is the vibration that you're in now. So if something comes up, is something going to press your buttons that you end up saying, oh my God, I have to fight that. Just remember, to have a fight with somebody, there has to be an opponent. You have to be fighting that opponent, which ends up locking you together in a reality of pushing and toing and froing. So that's really interesting that even for the people, we have this fight that's going on within ourselves. It's so freaking interesting. We have to be careful, because if we have not done the shadow work, and the mass of those people probably haven't, they are going to feel like they need to fight something. And then it came up with a reverse friendliness. A reverse friendliness. Not even trusting each other. So we have to be careful with this. So this is, but that they're saying, remember the mass that's going and the spark that's coming off. This is all meant to be, all meant to be. Don't worry about it. It's there because we're untrusting in who we are in ourselves as massive people. We're like, most people are untrusting in who they are. And so they're seeing people that are friendly as nemesis, and they're seeing nemesis as friendly. So there's something about that as well. I'm just going to get one more card out to help with this alignment of what the vibration of people are. Yes, see, we're stressed. So the stress is that going toing and froing. It's not until we stop. It doesn't matter what they, try to bring in on us and say, look at this new new gadget over here. Look at this is blinging and this looks pretty. Go get one of those. It doesn't matter if it's like, oh my God, or the other side of the coin of, yeah, get them to be afraid. Get them to be afraid. Get them to feel guilt. Get them to feel shit. Get them to feel like they have to fight us, because when both those had the fighting cards in the end, so they're fighting each other, right? But they're both learning to mature up. So how do you mature up? This person's not fighting. This person's serene. This person's in self-acceptance. This person feels really good about themselves. They're not stressed. Like, they're not trying to carry all these things all at once. Look at this person, this poor person. He's got all these things in the air. He's trying to do this dance of, I have to be here, do that, do this, whatever they say. And then, oh my God, they're now making me feel really crap because they're pushing me into a corner I don't like. What's that actually doing? That is the monkey within yourself, and then going to prick that balloon, and everything's going to come crumbling down. So what happens then? The fight starts to fall. And then we're going to have to look at ourselves from a much more mature place. And then we're going to have to flip out the friendliness, trust ourselves, trust each other, trust each other. So literally the vibe at the moment of the people, the mass of people, isn't much better, honestly. But all meant to be. They're saying, they keep telling me, this is meant to be. It's okay. Where are the people going? Where's the majority of humanity going at the moment? This is only at the moment. Things can change. They can shift. Where are they going at the moment? Where are they going? Where do they feel like they're going? Okay, we've got a few cards come out. Rebel. So the people are going to start standing up for themselves. They're breaking the chains. They're no longer going to do the fighting. They're going to say what they really need, what they really deserve, what they really want. They're going to become the rebel. They're going to complete something. They're going to find that they are the ones that need to complete this. They're not going to look outside themselves for somebody else to tell them what to do. They have the peace within their own hands. And it's the final piece. Remember, the maturity card keeps coming up. This is the final piece of humanity. It's so good to see this. Where are they going? Okay, so we have compromise, but it was in reverse. So no longer compromising ourselves. We're no longer like, if you do that, I do this. No. It's how do I feel in this moment from my own point of view? And if I need to compromise, I will, but it's only going to be because I love who I am. There's a difference between compromising because you're feeling in lack of, and a compromise because you're feeling in, because you are coming from your own heart space. And the last card that came up was letting go. I love this. At least there was a massive change for the people, instead of, following the same regimen, the same thing as what the controllers are going through. They were literally stuck in it. But the people are going to let go. They're going to start letting go of what the story that's been developed around them is like. And to let go means that you come back into peace of self. You come back into oneself, because you're letting go of all of the stories. And so that means you have to come back to self and what you really truly deserve. This is such a much better result. I'm really happy about that. I'm grateful that that's at least something, right? Whew. Okay, so what's the end result of the people? Okay, that card flipped out real quick. The end result of the people. End result. End result. End result. End result for the people, please. End result for the people. End result. End result for the people. Oh, that was really interesting, because a card fell out while I was shuffling and I didn't even know it had fallen. So when I went to shuffle again, I looked down and here's these 3 beautiful cards. I love this. So the first one that came out real quick, participation, joining, like literally coming together, realizing our strength is within ourselves first, and then a unification. The people are going to pull together. We're going to pull together, guys. It's okay. The mass, you saw the beginning of this and what I saw in my channel message and everything. The people are going to pull together, and they are going to bloom. They are going to shine. They are going to not fight anymore. They are going to feel really good about themselves. They're coming into their own maturity. They are flowering. She's sitting on an open lotus leaf. They're coming into a spiritual self as well. Lotus leaves mean spiritual self. They are holding their hands in a way of just love. She's loving everything. She's not in a fight or flight mode anymore. She's trusting who she is. She's participating with others in a really beautiful place. And then the last card was sharing. So we are caring and sharing, right? Sharing with each other. There's going to be an illumination of certain people that are going to show others how to share, how to care, how to be there for each other. So we're don't have to need for somebody to control us anymore. All of these like beautiful feminine energies here with the flowering and the sharing, especially beautiful feminine goddess energies. So it's definitely to do with an ignition, like the candle here that's lit. It's reminding me of really firing up the pineal gland, like really enlightening oneself, becoming the light of oneself. And that's why you can share now, because you're no longer needing to protect everything, because you know that within yourself, everything will come together. Like if all the people started to do this and participate, share, like join with each other, realize our faults, and like literally in the middle of this is black and white, right? We realize our faults. We don't need to poo-poo them. We just see them as part of our existence. We realize the light. We realize that each color is just as needed as the other. We remember the completion, the piece of the puzzle. We're needed just as much as the other. I love this. So that's where the people are going to go. Okay, here we go. We're going to go into the enlightened ones. And these are the people that have done, that are feeling that they are the observer, and they are the ones that are enlightening either at the moment or are coming into enlightenment, or like that sort of thing. Like what vibration are they in right here and right now? What vibration are they in right here and right now? Thanks for all your chats in the chat bar, Merlin. Okay. The enlightened ones. Ooh, interesting. Right here, right now. Because remember, the other two had fighting and maturity. Enlightened ones right here and right now. Right here and right now. Something's flipped over. I'm going to take that one that flipped over. So we are in the void, and I've been channeling this through with my channelings. We're in this void. It's like this nothingness. It's like this, well, what? Oh, hang on a sec. It's almost a little, it's kind of like taking a deep breath in. You haven't let it out yet. It's just this, like, in nothingness is everything. And when you become the spark or the light within the nothingness, you are the creator of your own reality. You are the spark of what's coming next. But to sit in the nothingness first, it can feel very discombobulated. It can feel very unsure and, oh my God, what's happening? My life is falling around me. My life is falling as everything's turning upside down, that sort of feeling. But the enlightened ones need to go through this void to be able to come out the other end as well. The other card that came out was comparison and reverse. So in comparison, you know, it is a card of, well, each of us has a gift and we're all different and there is no comparing one to another. That's saying no more judgment, no more judgment. Comparison and reverse is letting go of the judging of anything, of yourself, of the outside world, of anything. And then along with that come experiencing. So we're finally starting to move into this world or ground something in this world, experiencing things, starting new businesses, like going out and really feeling into what it's like to ground who you are, the spark of who you are. And this is probably going to be quite daunting, because when you've done this before in the past, when it was only the controllers in control and the victims of the people, then you would have been faced with a lot of diversity, like things that just didn't work out for you because it wasn't matching your frequency and there wasn't a lot around you matching your frequency. But they're saying to me now is the time to start these new businesses, to go out, to experience, to shine your light. All that you've accomplished in the past, bring it all together. It's a beautiful gift to hand to the world. Yeah, so that's for now. Now let's see where the enlightened ones are going. Where are we going? Where are we going? Where are we going? Okay, we've got two that's fallen out. Don't see one, they see the other. And then, okay, and that was upright. Nice. Oh, okay, so where are we going? There's major possibilities coming. This card of travel in this deck means that gifts can be coming your way as well. It's traveling of many possibilities, taking flight, but moving forward in a really positive way. But this person's, there's actually someone on this step, I think it's about there, climbing up the mountain. So we're near, it's like we're nearly there, but there's a release of guilt. There's a release of guilt, something to do with guilt within ourselves. Now, what they're saying to me is that each person that's moving into the enlightened stage or the next place, they will come across a place that they have been hiding within themselves and that they didn't want to look at it because it was too much, it had guilt attached to it. It had a feeling of, oh my God, I wasn't born enlightened. And I know that's what I'm supposed to do in this life. I was born like just walking around with all the people, and I could have helped way more, and I could have done, like they're showing me somebody who's reaching for something to do it really quickly. I've got to do this, I've got to do this, I've got to do this. That comes from guilt of not feeling like you've ever done enough. And then all of a sudden you feel like, oh my God, I have to do all of this all at once. They're saying, no, don't do this. Don't tap into the guilt. Like tap into the guilt, but only to the point where you start to release it. Use it as a releasing tool. So you're actually going into something that is like, at the top of this is flowers as well. So just remember that even though you weren't, like you might actually see people or kids that are born that are just pure light and essence and just moving through this world as that. And then you look at your life and you're like, man, I was that. What happened to me? But you were born in a time where you couldn't fulfill that. It was meant to be that you fulfilled it now. So we have to learn to release. It's something releasing, and that's where you're going. So you're going to overcome, like travel the diversity of this world. And as you go, like as you ground businesses and stuff like that, there might be some guilt coming up of why you didn't do it before. And then the next card that came up was friendliness, and it was upright. So literally being friends with the whole world. No, being friends, finding new friends. They're saying finding new friends, finding soul partners, soulmates, not just partners, like everyone that's around you, seeing people from a friendlier manner, not seeing so much hiding yourself away because you feel too much. Starting to branch out and realize that other people are actually waking up as well. And where are we going? Oh no, what was it? The last one was, what's the end result? What's the end result? End result, end result, end result, end result, end result. What's the end result, please? What's the end result? End result, end result. I'm going to just put that one over there. It just hasn't fallen, but it was end result. They're going, nothing's coming out because they're saying nothing's coming out because the nothingness is moving into creating your own path. Okay, and that one was wanting to flip out. I'm going to pull it. Just give me a couple of cards. So I've got a couple of cards to work with here. I'm going to take these ones. So we have flowering came out again, and result. See, sitting on that lotus leaf, becoming enlightened, having the world at your feet because you're the creator of your reality. You're flowering. You are unique. You are seeing the uniqueness within yourself. See, she's part green and part like skin color. She's unique. She's different, and allowing that uniqueness to shine. We also have the dream, but it was in reverse. So this is really interesting because the dream upright means that you've got a tangible dream. You've got an etheric dream over there that you really, really, really wish for, and you've probably had it all your life, and you've not ever grounded it. This card upright means that you're kind of dreaming for something that's not really able to be, like you can't get to it because you're constantly dreaming, and so you've never grounded anything. But in reverse, I'm reading this as you're grounding it. You're grounding your dreams. Your dreams are starting to ground now. And then we have transformation. Yay! So transformation is pretty self-explanatory, right? He's actually holding the lotus leaf that she's sitting on. So she's sitting on this lotus, and he's holding it in his hand there. He's also got the yin yang. I'm happy with my good. I'm happy with my bad. I'm happy with who I am. I'm happy to flower. I'm happy to stay here still. I'm happy to shine my light. I'm happy to speak my truth. I'm happy to delve into this transformational energy and use it to my advantage. And then I become that enlightened person that I always was, knowing that my journey was supposed to take me to. Where's that going to take us? Let's see where that takes us. Let's see where that takes us. Yes, the result is whatever we want it to be. Yeah, but it is also, definitely we're creating our own reality, but in grounding something, we're also using the friction of the outside world. So don't get too caught up in how it actually looks, because when you have something in your imagination, like you are going to paint a beautiful castle on this canvas, and then you get the paintbrush and you get the paint, which has friction, you have the board, which has friction. So that's all material stuff, right? It's out of your imagination. And now you're painting, you have strokes of the paintbrush that might not quite fit, or the color doesn't quite add up, or it's not exactly the brilliance of what you're seeing in your imagination, but it's beautiful and it's come on this canvas and it's real and it's tangible and it's something that you can show others. So just remember, when you are creating your own reality, that you are also working with tangible things. So, and that can shift and give friction in places that your imagination wouldn't have perceived before. That's a really big message for that. I'm just going to, what did I say before when I was kind of channeling something about where's home? Where are we going? Where are we actually? I can't remember now. I'm going to pull a card for whatever I said before, because it was channeled. I was channeling and it just goes in one. It doesn't stay in my logical brain. That's the problem with channeling. I have to re-listen to what I actually say. I re-listen to my YouTubes. Yeah. I'm just going to push that up a bit more. So it's up. Whatever that question was. I just feel like there's another message coming out. Change. And this is for overall, really. Whether we like it or not, we're going to be changing. And humanity does not like change because they can't see the foreseeable future and what that actually looks like. Whether you're an enlightened one, whether you're the people that's moving with the crowd, whether you're a controller, you are going to go through change, massive change. There's some massive change coming up. And I think that they wanted me to do this and this time because there's another massive shift that's coming. There's some real massive friction that's happening, but it's going to break through a lot of truth, a lot of understanding, and a lot of taking one's power back, of one not seeking outside themselves for their reality to shift. We're going to start shifting it on our own, coming back into the love of self. There's too many of us that have been born now on this planet that hold this love frequency. There's too many. There's so many little kids and babies that are born that are just in this presence of love, and going in like 20-year-olds that are maturing up now that hold this essence, and they know not to focus in on the crap. They know that they're part of creating something new. They know that they're showing the majority something different, how to actually bring peace within oneself, peace of mind, peace within their reality. So change is going to happen no matter what, who you are. It is going to happen. So the best thing to do with change is to start accepting the unusual, to start accepting the differences within yourself, who you are, the uniqueness. Just go within oneself, because when change happens and it's crazy outside yourself, it draws you in. It draws you into figuring out who you are. And that's where the true magic's going to flourish, because that's where the intuitive side, the psychic side starts to come out. The new gifts start to be formed. Something new is coming up. So yeah, I love this. This was really fun. It was different. And I'm grateful to my team for saying, to do this. I actually might do this more often, because I think that we need to tap in every now and then to the whole of humanity's consciousness. And we're all going on in these different paths. Remember, even if you are in the mass of the people and then just following whatever, you can also have moments of enlightenment. You can also have moments of trying to control. And same with those that are enlightening themselves. We've still got moments that we have to go through to become the enlightened ones, to become the guides. We've still got moments that we have to go through. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't keep saying to yourself, I thought I made it. It's a process. It's a journey, and it's a massive thing. It's happening very quickly over the scheme of humanity. Humanity being, since we've been here, over the eons that we have been alive till now. This is a very quickening stage. So with that quickening that's happening, just remember, it's not going to be all smooth sailing all the way, but we're starting to come into understanding what our empowerment actually brings to us. And sometimes we think that we've made it and we've got it, and then it all comes crumbling down because you really haven't found it within the core essence of who you are. And the change that's really happening, even though it looks like it's outside of us, is absolutely more to do with what's within us. Because when we start to change into absolute knowing that we are abundant, pure love, beautiful people, beautiful souls just going on a journey, then we don't need to ever worry about, if I step this way, am I going to step in crap? It's nothing's going to be like that anymore, because you are like, well, I know how to avoid this. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm doing. I've supported myself. That person can tell me I'm this, and that person can tell me to go over that place to that place. And I'm going to check in on myself. And I trust who I am. And that means I'm trusting those people that I'm bringing into me as well. So when they're telling me, go over there, if I check into myself first, I'm no longer using them as a ploy to say, see, you told me to go there and now I feel crap. Well, that's not how this shift works. It ends up becoming your responsibility of going inwards first before you take somebody else's advice. So I will leave you guys with that. Thank you so much for everyone that was in the chat bar and being part of my team. I love you, love you, love you. And until the next time, bye.